Welcome to the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Thursday night betting preview, Jaden Daniels edition. I'm ready to go. Upsets to bet will be up tomorrow, Thursday afternoon. Let's get this money. Come follow me. We got the Washington Commanders at the Green Bay Packers. No names plus 3.5. I got the Commanders to cover. The over-under is 49. But let's talk about the 3.5 first. I think this hook is the difference. I really think this game is too close to call. I believe the Packers will win it late. But really, this comes down to who do you trust more when we're talking about taking the points? Do you trust Jordan Love or Jaden Daniels more? Who do you trust more when things are going against them? Bad pass rush, bad receiving play, drop passes, negative game flow. Who do you like more in those situations? Who do you like in the red zone? Who do you like rolling to the right more? For me, it's Jaden Daniels. Obviously, the Packers at Lambeau Field are a fierce and game opposition. We saw how good their defensive line was against the top 10 offensive line in the Detroit Lions. Adding Micah Parsons just completely revamped and re-spruced this defense. This Commanders front was also dominant, but it was against the Giants. But one, it's just an encouraging thing about that Commanders front against the Giants was I knew they were going to hit Russell Wilson and sack him a lot. I knew Russell Wilson wasn't going to have a great day, but I really liked how the Commanders completely stopped and dominated the Giants' run game. And I still believe that's the key formula to eliminating the Packers. Offensively, you have to stop Josh Jacobs. And if you stop Josh Jacobs, this Packers offense becomes very, very pedestrian. And I got to say, I'm not nitpicking Detroit, but I felt like their game plan was absolutely terrible on defense. And when I was watching the game today, preparing for the video, firstly, we know Detroit's going to play a ton of man-to-man. But every single time Jordan Love dropped back to pass, was there any pressure? There was no pressure. And I think the Commanders will be able to churn that dial up. I'm not saying Dorrance Armstrong is going to eat like he did against the Giants, but what I am saying is Dan Quinn's going to use different looks. He's going to use zone blitzes. He's going to play zone sometimes. He's not going to be like the Detroit Lions and just show you what they're going to play, which is man-to-man, and it was basic and it was vanilla. Credit to Jordan Love for tearing it up. He didn't need to do an awful lot. I do think this game is defensive. I just think it comes down to which quarterback makes the bigger plays. I'm not trying to do an NBA analysis, but early in the season when you have two good teams with two good head coaches, the differences are really small. So I don't think you should be betting the spread in this game. But if you want me to pick a side, give me the Commanders. For the over-under, guys, I absolutely love this under 49. I do. I think after watching the Packers defense, it seems like they churned a corner. I still think they're weak in the secondary. And there was one encouraging thing that surprised me about the Commanders against the Giants. I was really low on the Deebo Samuel signing. And I know it was just one good game, but I liked the areas he worked in. He worked across the middle, running intermediate routes, an area that the Commanders just had absolutely no one, unless you want to count on Zach Ertz. So I feel like this Deebo addition could be an X factor in this game. And like I said, if you stop Josh Jacobs, this Packers offense becomes pedestrian. It was that way last year, and I believe it will be the same this year. You just look at the Packers wide receiving core, and every single year they add a new wide receiver. Last year, Reed was supposed to emerge. 2 years ago, it was Christian Watson. 3 years ago, it was Dobbs, but all of them have pretty much became mid to average, and this year it's Golden. I just wonder, I know the Commanders aren't the strongest in the secondary, but without Josh Jacobs going ham and going for over 100, then I think this Commanders secondary can cope. And I also believe this Commanders offense has issues. They kept themselves in 2nd and 13s, 3rd and 8s, 3rd and 13s due to sloppy play the whole game against the Giants. But Jaden Daniels was able to persevere with magic. But obviously, this is different set of circumstances. On the road in Lambeau Field is not easy. I think both offenses we know if they hit rhythm, they can put up a lot of points. This could be a 27-24 game. I just don't see it happening. I'm going under the 49. Now let's get to the player props. I really like the under 49, by the way. Let's get to some player props ideas. The first one that came to mind from looking at the list, updated like Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, is Terry McLaurin, under 54.5. But I'm not going to do that. Repeat, I'm not going to do that because I already did that on the Friday video. But my first player prop is Deebo Samuel, over 53.5 receiving yards. I like the area he's working in. Do I think he's lost his speed? Do I think he's very overrated at this time and frame in his career? I do, but I think Deebo Samuel's got a good matchup over the middle against the Packers safeties and linebackers. Jaden Daniels scrambling, Deebo Samuel available. I like that, and Jaden Daniels is going to need a scramble a bit. I don't like the Jaden Daniels rushing yards over or under. I want everyone to stay away from that. So the first official prop is Deebo Samuel. The next one, and the last one I'm going to touch, give me Tucker Kraft, over 36.5. I just list over 36.5 receiving yards. I just listed the wide receivers in the Green Bay wide receiver room. I feel like the most reliable guy isn't a wide receiver. It's Tucker Kraft. And I think he has a good matchup. I think he'll be able to work in the space. And they didn't work him too much against Detroit, but they were also playing with a fairly big lead. It was pretty much 2 scores the whole game, and they were trying to pound Josh Jacobs and keep the Lions off the field. So the 2 props, Deebo Samuel, over 53.5. Tucker Kraft, over 36.5. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. The best gambling show on the internet. Get on Patreon, $7 a month. You'll see every bet I make.